Okay, now with that out of the way, let's talk about what the hell is going on with these injuries. And oh my god, another 10-minute video was released by the club explaining all of our injuries. We have 15 injuries, 3 new injuries from last week. One we didn't even know about in Joe Richards. So let's talk about it. God damn. So we kind of knew going into this week that there would be a couple of injuries. We knew that Mason Cox would be injured. We knew he had a concussion. We didn't know to the extent or what the extent was with his knee injury. We find out now that it's an MCL injury, and he's out for 6 weeks or so. Now you remember that Steel Sidewalk did the same thing last year. He came back, won a premiership. God damn. Okay, that's the first one. We go, okay, that means we've only got Darcy Cameron as our registered ruckman because Aiden Begg's out for the year. Oscar Steen's out until like around 18 and 19, and I don't think we're going to debut him unless something drastic happens and there's no Cox at all. So you go, okay, that's one big man down. Brody Mychek, hamstring awareness he was taken off for. 3 to 4 weeks out with a hamstring in the same spot that he got his, that he did his other hamstring in 3 weeks ago. Now, you can say, or can you say, this was, did we rush him back? Buckley said yesterday that Mychek is that guy, and sometimes he needs to be, did he say that yesterday? Or he probably said that today. He needs to be saved from himself because Mychek will power through. You remember in that Carlton game when he did his hamstring in the 3rd quarter, he played the 4th quarter and was instrumental in helping us win. So Mychek's that guy that will probably say, yep, I'm good to go, and not really be good to go. So maybe we rushed him back a little bit too early because of our growing injury list, and we needed someone there. He did kick 2 goals, so he was huge, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, right? Hindsight's a beautiful thing. In hindsight, I would have put $100,000 on West Coast to win the grand final after they were 5 goals down. Hindsight's beautiful, okay? So that's that. So that's my check out for 3 to 4 weeks. And then out of nowhere, Joe Richards is out for 3 to 4 weeks, returning around 16 and 17 because he has sustained a 4th metatarsal fracture in his foot. So that's the 4th toe. He's fractured it. Finished out the game, but had some foot soreness. Comes out metatarsal. You need your feet for running. You need your feet for footy. So he won't even be able to do any running for the next couple of weeks. So there were the 3 injuries coming out of the game. The 4th one was Scott Pennery, but he has been cleared to play, thankfully. And it's just carnage after carnage after carnage, because then we hear that Jordan De Goey, he's done his rector abdominis, I think it's called, rectal. Oh man, I'm losing my mind. He has done his lower abs, let's just say, the bit where it connects to the groin. So there was rumors that it was osteitis pubis. It was never that. They've finally found out what it is, but in saying that, he's out for a month's time, up to a month's time. So that's crazy as well, because that means that he won't be able to do full running. So that's another one. And it's just, there's a test on Jack Bytel if he's ready from his concussion. There'll be a test on Reece McGuinness if he's ready from his concussion. And there's going to be a test on Jeremy Howe if he can make his way through main training on Wednesday. And I'll be there to see that. If he can make it through his main training on Wednesday, he will be ready to go and he will play. Now, this absolutely freaking sucks. Like, there's no other way to put it. That's 15 on the injury list. Including the tests. It's really, really bad. But okay, let me be clear with one thing here. From day one when I started this channel, all I wanted to do was create a positive version of myself, if I could, and put a positive spin on negative things. That has become my mantra over the last 3 years with Craig McRae at the helm. So let me put a positive spin on just absolute atrocity. Now, we can as Collingwood supporters, as humans, as people, we can just wallow in this and go, fuck, we've got 7 or 8 premiership players out. Dan McStay's out. A bunch of, other guys are out. And we can just go, okay, we don't make finals because we had all these injuries and that sucks, and we'll just go up it and we'll gear it up again for next season. And we can live in that. And that's totally fine to sort of live in that, sort of area. But I implore you guys, and whoever's watching this, to think that we've had this number of injuries for the last, 6 or so weeks? Since that abysmal loss to St Kilda, which was probably our worst loss in years, since that loss to St Kilda, we have gone on an 8-round unbeaten streak. That includes 6 wins and 2 draws. Because the draws, they don't count as losses, they don't count as wins, but they count as being unbeaten because we didn't get beaten. Now, the guys and the kids that we have come in to play a role have been absolutely incredible. They've been so good, and they're playing their role really well. And one of those guys that are playing their role, Joe Richards, doesn't play for the next 4 weeks, but someone else will come in for him. And I think the mantra of champion team is better than a champion player, because your guys in the VFL Avengers, can come in, play that role, and do well in that role because they know the system and you can trust them. There's always been questions on our depth since the start of the year. Can Collingwood go again? They've got no depth, they've got no players coming through. Harvey Harrison's nominated for a rising star. Before his injury, Joey Richards kicked a goal in every single game. Lockie Sullivan's doing great in the middle without Tom Mitchell and Jordan De Goey. So these guys that wouldn't get games are getting games. Now, I think that's absolutely amazing. And yes, these injuries are bad. You want your 8 premiership players to be playing that aren't injured. You want them into the game. But these other kids are coming in and we're winning games. We're grinding out games, and it's hard, and we should have beaten Fremantle and we didn't, but that's okay. And it's just really good to see it. It does, despite all these, all this shit that gets thrown at us, and we've had a lot of shit thrown at us with these injuries the last few weeks. It's nice and it's heartwarming and soul-filling, filling your cup up to see that these kids who wouldn't have probably gotten a game this year had we had a clean list are playing really good football and grinding out wins, grinding out draws, whatever it may be. And yes, I know we're 7th, and if we had won, we would have been in the top 4 or whatever it may be. 7th? 6th? Whatever we are. But that's okay, man. It's not even halfway through the season. So we've got Western Bulldogs coming up, Melbourne, Kangaroos, and then the bye. So most of these players will be back after that bye. So for the second half of the season, we're really gearing up to welcome back Will Hoskin-Elliott, Jamie Elliott, Dan McStay will come back. Ruth McGuinness, we already sort of talked about. Brody Marchek will come back. Tom Mitchell will come back. Joe Richards will come back. So these guys will come back, and by the time finals comes, if we do qualify for finals, fingers crossed, touching wood, that we do have a healthy list ready to play finals and compete. And who knows, in 10 weeks time, not 10 weeks, what are we in, round 11? Let's say in 8 weeks time, when it's round 19, round 20, and we've got a clean list, but Harvey Harrison is playing better than Lockie Schultz or Jamie Elliott or Bobby Hill, and they're out of the team or whatever it may be, they might not come back in. If we take Bryn Teakle during the season, during the mid-season draft, and he's absolutely dominating it in the ruck with Darcy Cameron, Mason Cox doesn't come in. So these things, no matter how negative and bad something is, I think to sort of continue forward and not sort of wallow in that, you need to find the positive lining. And that's what I try to do, not just with the pies, just with life. When you know that saying, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade or whatever it is. I don't really like lemonade too much, but but you know what I mean? Like, I think trying to find, and I think Craig McRae has instilled that with us for the last 2 or 3 years. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, what's that other saying? Smooth seas don't make good sailors. And I think that applies right now. And I think it's, yes, it's a shit position, but it's also, if you look at it the other side, it's also an incredible position to be in, because we now have an opportunity to blood more kids, put more games into kids, and see how they compete against a good Bulldog side. See how they can compete against a fantastic Melbourne side. You know, what does a North Melbourne game look like? And then we have the bye, then we can reassess. You know, I'd love to go before the bye, 2-1 would be nice. If we go 1-2, fuck, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world. It'll hurt. It'll feel like the end of the world, but I promise you, it won't be the end of the world, because we'll have the second half of the season to keep kicking on. But look, I wasn't even planning to make a video. I was on the train, saw that news, and I thought, oh fuck, I'm gonna go home, cook dinner, whatever, and then make this video. I was supposed to chill out and play video games. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go play Baldur's Gate and chill out. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and scream into a pillow. And I wanted to, yeah, just give you my thoughts and hopefully change a little bit of mindsets and see this shitty negative as a somewhat positive. Leave your comments down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you guys later. Go!